Hello.
Hello.
That was lovely.
We are live. I have no idea at this point if that music was actually flowing through to the live stream. I went live earlier with my card as the top layer, right? And just so that it allows that intro time so that I can check that I've got the mutes right and all that stuff. I have no idea if I did or not. So hopefully in the recording that was working.
I could hear it.
Good. And that's because, and I'm going to just do that too. So typing here in this chat stream, see, to those who are on other pages, I can't remember if I cross-posted or not. I can't find the how-to. I probably didn't.
No, so, I didn't check it
I don't
know.
No, and I have no idea. Look, it's supposed to be a bit of an automatic thing somewhere in Facebook to do the cross-posting when you do events. So I'm hoping it works right. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We do have, whoops, oh, shit. Oh, whoops, sorry. I just bumped my camera. We do have people who are here and commenting, so I know someone's got here in the right page. So
hey,
hi, Sarah. And we've got Cherie.
Hey, Cherie.
Louise. I think I recognise that face from previous ones as well.
Good morning.
It's great to see you back again.
It's actually probably afternoon for you over there, or evening.
Evening. Yeah, evening, I think.
Yeah.
We've got Lily here. Not sure where you're
from,
Lily. And we have Sharon Brock, different Sharon. Oh, no,
Good morning, Sharon.
This is Sarah. So I'm just going to flicker through a few of them up.
Hi,
and
Caroline.
Then we'll get into it. So hopefully those of you who were a little early enjoyed that beautiful music. Hi, Sharon. Another Sharon.
Hey, Sharon. Hi, Kristen. I'm pleased others were early because I'm sitting here going, I've got heaps of time. I'll just start cleaning my computer up, my files, and organising my little, and I'm like, oh my God, it's 4 minutes to go.
And the time gets away with you. I know exactly. I had the readings this morning, and the reason why I tried out the music first was because this morning with my daily readings, I did 2.
Yay!
Because the first one, as I went in, I will always check just a few bits and pieces out of a live that I've done just to make sure I've done it right and there's not too much of a I don't watch the whole thing back again. But straight away I realised, I'd forgotten to mute one of those screens that we have down there waiting, and it picked up the double echo. So the whole reading, no, did take 2, fixed it, sorted it. So not the same reading. It was actually a new fresh spread. So it actually, there was 2 for the price of 1 almost in this morning.
Yay! I'm sure people don't mind.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they don't. But it did give me the idea of, well, why not share the screen? I'd read in one of our support group things somewhere, like the B-Livers, about how do you get sound, as in a track to come in whilst you're actually doing an intro or something. And I thought, I'll have a fiddle around with this. So it is the share screen. Whilst the actual Chrome tab is playing that sound. So we have a wonderful man that I know who's allowed Leanne and I to use his music, and that's Terry Britton. He's in UK. He's a wonderful musician. I just really love his music. So I do have a site that I access that he's got the masters on. So it's beautiful music. I was playing that direct from that site, but I can download what I'd like to use, as you can too. We've been given permission.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing music.
Gorgeous music. Yeah,
he's very talented, isn't he?
The variety of what he's doing, and prolific. He obviously loves what he does, which is, I think that's a bit what I want to sort of chat on, doing what you actually love, what you're actually, and it's not so much that you actually have to have a passion to do something, but I think it's really, what is it that you're doing? Are you liking it? do you actually enjoy what you're doing? And it's not just for the work scene or earning an income, although that it does have a fair bit to do with it, but it's what do you do that actually gives you joy, that creates that lovely happy space within you. And so what would you say, Leanne, for you would be your what do you love doing?
Me, I guess my passion is what I am doing, connecting with others, helping the healing, being that communicator, teaching, the whole lot. So for me, I'm very blessed that I am enjoying what I am doing, very passionate with. And I guess for me, it started off as an interest and, sparked by what I was sensing and learning more about it. And now it's gone to the point where I'm making these connections and I'm teaching others. And even I taught a drum making workshop in Broken Hill to an amazing group of women on the weekend. That just satisfies me, watching others find that peaceful moment in their day to learn something that they're really excited about, even, whether it's spiritual or the drums. It's incredible. And so I think it is important to have something that we are that we are passionate about and we can be ourselves in it. We don't need to be anybody else but us, being true to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Because wasn't it there, that's what I wanted as I was talking to you. Sorry, I'm switching around the screen. Doing the back end stuff. My focus is here. It really is, but it's one of those things. The more I'm doing this type of thing, like the live streams, it's actually really enjoyable to, I'm happy in front of a computer screen. I really like doing computer type stuff. I've been doing it for so long. I suppose it is my happy space to a degree. There's other things I like doing. Do I love doing? Yeah. When I'm in the moment with them, I love doing them, like the bobbin lace making and painting and creating sounds. Whether you call it music or not, that's something that's discernment, judgment. But it's doing all of that and being in the moment. And I know I haven't been putting up the comments for the hellos. Look, just an acknowledgement as well to everybody that does comment, hello. And it's wonderful to see you here. And sometimes that can be the bit of the distraction in creating what is a smooth running production, I suppose. And that's where I'm enjoying doing this type of thing where I can, sort of shift things around, that it's actually creating what is a pleasant viewing experience, as well as also the information that we share. So I'm finding more and more, and here we are again. There's that looking at the side thing that we had last week, and I'm thinking, I'm looking over there, and that is looking towards you, but it's not. I'm feeling like I need to go that way, and it's looking away.
And I'll go that way, and we'll be right.
We really need to actually I need to figure out how to do which order we come in on for the, from the down the bottom up to the top. It'd be interesting.
I don't think it matters with Be at Studio 2. You're always going to be on the same side, and I'm going to be the guest is going to be on the opposite.
Is that because I'm the host?
Yeah.
That I'm actually hosting the back end.
I was playing around with that, and you can't change it. So it's the order that they come up on the bottom out of the thing. So
that's interesting. So it's almost now I'm wondering I might need to have to shift the cameras differently then, so that it looks different as I'm looking pensive.
Well, you turn that way, the same way.
Yes, going like that. Hello. And I can't see a thing of what I'm doing. But that's fine. That's fine. It's just so interesting. Sometimes there are, and it turned up as one of the cards this morning with the Lenormand ones, was the whip. And that is, pretty much the repetition and getting stuff done and the rest. And I sort of thought, well, a lot of what we do is repetition and needing to be done over and over and over. And do we enjoy it? Some stuff, yeah, because bob and lace, you're doing that over and over and over. And that really is the action. It's two fingers holding and you're moving two bobbins at once. At some point in time, I'll video it and share it with people and you'll see what I mean. But that is so enjoyable, because for me, that's actually putting me almost in that sort of a Zen space. Have some nice music on, and I'm just almost creating a flow that is in itself a musical flow, because it's a rhythm. And then you go back and do the other way, and back and do the other way. It's weaving, but in a beautiful pattern. And that's how simple it is. It's not hard, but it's that repetition. It's other things that, even for me, I'm delving into, as far as doing the virtual assistant work, and actually, how we're being taught, niche down, or whatever the term is. Find what you want to do, find what you love doing. I love reading. I pick up mistakes easily. It was pointed out you'd be a good proofreader. Okay, duh. So I'm actually doing a couple of courses. But it's repetition.
My stuff.
Yeah, but that in itself too is repetition. If you're wanting to do, if anyone out there wanting to write a book, it's not just the words that you're putting on paper as an author that is important. It really is going over and over, having someone else reading your material to edit and get the flow right. And the final stage is proofreading. And then as a proofreader, this is what I'm learning, you're actually going through 5 to 6 times through that one set of material to go through different focus points. You're wanting to pick up the different mistakes. Whether it's the grammar, you read through for grammar. Well, then it's the spelling errors, and then it's the punctuation, and then it's, wow. I'm going to do a lot of reading.
Wow.
But it's, oh, wow. You're discovering. You said a year or two ago, no, I'm not going to do teaching. Really. You weren't that interested in it. And look how you're blossoming into being the teacher of wonderful information. What is joyous to share, because that's the feeling I get from teaching as well when I'm doing workshops. I haven't done them for a while, but I know the feeling. It really is that a joy.
Just to watch people grow and have those aha moments that are amazing. I love it. I've had people say to me, why do you go out and teach? Because you're just taking clients away from yourself, but you're not really. My favourite saying is there's enough dead people to go around, and people will go where they're drawn. So we've all got to keep growing in our own way.
Yeah.
Is my favourite saying.
And I love it. And I saw a post, I can't even think who it was, where it was. It would have to have been Facebook, because I have gone through my notifications. I see dead people, and isn't it fantastic, or something like that. And I sort of thought, well, it actually is. I can't say I see them physically, not all the time, but I certainly do get the messages and hear as well. Well, more so you recognise that too. There certainly is plenty to go around, and it's with any field that you want to go into, there is plenty to go around. We've got to stop putting on ourselves that fear of lack, because there is enough. Just do your thing the best you can, whatever that thing is.
And I guess it doesn't matter whether you're doing the spiritual side, this side of it, or you could be doing the bookkeeping and nursing, whatever. When we truly trust and surrender, it's going to flow no matter what we're doing. So, I think that's really important to keep in mind too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I'm just going to put you on silent, because I don't want people to see me pull my bra straps up.
And I'll just rub my eye
down too. Oh, dearie. We're live people.
We are.
Things happen like that.
I could tell Annette in for what she does just before we go live, but I won't, because she could be watching.
Oh, God.
She wouldn't mind.
Oh, dearie.
No. I just realised I haven't even put makeup on when I rub my eyes. So,
I deliberately don't.
Yeah, we don't have to. And that's something else, Ros and I are people that don't wear too much makeup. So what you see is what you get. We don't need to put on the face or the expectations or whatever. You're getting who we are. We can be crazy at times. We can be serious. It's whatever.
Yeah, and that's what life is. It's all those, those bits and pieces of being normal. And one of the things, it did used to, here's me looking away over that way again. one of the things that really did, I'm going to do it this way. I feel so stupid. Oh, I feel so stupid doing that in a way. I'm speaking to people, not to my wall. One of the things that did used to intrigue me, I suppose, when I was doing and it does go back a bit, way back to doing lay preaching in those early days, my youth. You'd be a person that's up the front, and even with guest speaking roles, sometimes I was president of the PNF, what's that, Parents and Friends in the School realm, way back then as well. So I've had a reasonable amount of experience in being up front and speaking to people. And it's one of those funny things when you do that and you finish it and all the rest, and you sort of get that people stay away because they're not sure how to approach you, because probably there is that perception, and you would have experienced it, I suppose, in a lot of your reading at your stage work. That perception that I'm not sure if I should because she's so important. She was up, the speaker, the person that's there up front. I have found over time that is something it's an interesting phenomenon. Why? I don't know, whether it's because there is that level of being put on a pedestal, not that you want that to happen. It just sometimes is. And people out there, anyone, if you're going to something that is a workshop or a seminar or anything, it doesn't matter really how big, how important, how big, how they seem to be up there in importance. Everybody is approachable. You just go up and treat them like a normal person. You want to say hello, ask a question, go up and approach them.
Yeah.
That's if they're making themselves available for that. I know some of the big wig types. I don't think you can actually just go up to, what's his name? I was trying to think, the Virgin guy, and I can't remember his name, Richard Branson.
That's it. But sometimes also in different circumstances, you get different egos. And I think that egos are what get in the way of making those people approachable. I'm not saying that Richard Branson's like that. I've never met the gentleman. But, like for me, I like to think I am approachable. I'm a hugger. So I love people just come up and say hello and have a hug. And it makes your day so much better when you can share that hug in that sense, that respect. And we are all, I see everybody, even the Queen, I don't think she is any different to us. She's a human being. Yeah, she's got a good paying job. Her life has been dedicated or taken over by that role. But behind all that mirror, she is a human being. She eats, she sleeps, she goes to the toilet just like everybody else, sort of thing. So, and I've been in workshops where and one of my big mentors is Lisa Williams over the last 5-10 years or whatever it's been. And I've seen students put her on a pedestal and go to mush just being in her classroom. She's no different. She's a human being. She does everything the same as we do. And I look at that as people in general. I'm not going to judge somebody that's homeless or treat them any different. I'm not going to judge people by their race, their cultures, their whatever. We are all the same. So, I'm a hugger. If you see me, come and say hello. I just enjoy people just saying, hi, I'm such and such, because quite often we see your names on the screen, but we don't know your face, so to speak. So to introduce yourselves, and I think Theone said it to you, Ros, didn't she? You've been connecting through the shows like this and through workshops for so long, and all of a sudden she met you face to face, and she didn't even realise that she hadn't actually met you.
But she's done that in real life stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same here. We get to know you guys and feel your energy and by your questions and stuff. But
which are mounting up too.
Totally different.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too, you can absolutely evidence it from what you can see behind me, that we're not over the top professional, create absolute, top-notch mistake-free type videos as well. That itself is also improving. It's just showing how normal we are, how everybody is just a person and can be approached. Or sharing time with, and or whatever. I'm starting to get confused. Why is that? I think my brain. Oh, look, it was really interesting. I did note it in a post I did yesterday, but I did have some form of a download thingy happening yesterday morning that I thought, oh, wow, what an experience. Allowing that sort of thing to be part of your life. We each have our own special area of where our skills are, and finding that we do love to do. It can be a bit tricky because sometimes that normal life that we've allowed ourselves to be part and parcel of in its, the regularity of habit, I think is how I'm trying to say that. It does take a little bit to get out of that, but that's where what we can do for helping others with the messages we get and the rest sometimes does kick that. It just does get that thing happening for people at times that they can get out of that way of perceiving things and change what is for them their life.
Yep.
It does happen.
Sorry, Han, I didn't mean to cut you off then.
No, that's right.
Can I just say, Sandra, your comment caught my eye at 10:49. She says, we put others on a pedestal. We do not believe we are good enough. We think we are less than. I agree. It's because we kind of belittle ourselves and not meaning to do it when we do that. So you're spot on there, honey. I'm so with you there.
See, whilst I haven't been able to look at any of those comments. You're so much more practiced and at ease with doing that part of it, reading at the same time as keeping a flow of conversation. Yeah, not me. Yeah. I'll have to practice that more, won't I?
I guess it's just something that comes naturally, like your reading.
Look, it's quite funny. As I was doing a workshop and that was with the virtual assistant work that I'm moving into as well. I've got my fingers in a few pies, but it's what I love doing, so why not? And as the workshop was happening, I had to point out there was actually a spelling error in the slide that was being shown. And I thought, oops, I'm hoping it wasn't facetious to do that, but I had to. Dearie me, dearie me. But anyway, yes. One of the things that we do love doing is these readings as well that we can share in with you guys now too. So, and it's something I forgot to do was if this did cross-post to the other pages that it normally has done in the past, automatically cross-posted to, and you're not getting your comments seen, even though we haven't acknowledged most of them yet, make sure that you're on the mytimetv.live page, please, for anyone that's on either the Hypnosis Plus with Ros or the Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, or I can't remember where else it goes. Live Hub. It's not often we've had comments show up there, but sometimes it does happen. So do make sure you're hitting the mytimetv.live link there to show up with the comments here. So, and I can't remember where we got to with the hellos. So we'll continue onwards with the show and do some of these readings because there is a growing list there, which is natural, of course. And is there any that you have spotted that you'd like to do straight away, Leanne? Because you've been perusing. Okay.
Yeah.
And please, here's one that's a general. Have you got anything for me today? We do request specifics. Be more specific in what you're asking, please. So that one I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to keep there because Kristen, do ask it more specifically, okay?
Yep, and Dawn as well. She's new here, so honey.
There's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like to put a more of a direct question there, we would love to answer it for you, hun. Hey, Sharon.
And Sharon,
I get nervous around that. So, honey, I get well done on the assessment. I've got a nervous feeling about it. So whether you're feeling a little bit nervous in yourself, but yes, I do feel that it is very positive with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Ground, breathe, be yourself. You'll be fine, honey.
Hang on. Here's me. Oh, sorry. I've got to giggle at myself. I forget to do things sometimes, and it was bring the actual third camera up, well, my second camera up. So here it is. This is the card. I don't know why. It's come up with temptation for you, probably to doubt yourself, I would think. So I think is stop looking away from what your goal is and actually just go for it and believe it, is what I'm feeling around that, because instinctively I did actually have, and can I actually share that one with me in there? No, I can't think, not with 3, can I? No, I don't think so.
You should be able to.
Oh, hang on. I'll just try it.
3 cameras. There we go.
Do the 3. Yeah, to do that one, so it's a different, that's the big one. This is where we had to fiddle around, wasn't it? Yeah. And we couldn't get that.
No,
third
because you're the host, you're always going to be the bigger picture.
That's right. No, I'll do that. Sorry about the interruption. It was the first instinct was that, yes, you're going to get the assessment, but shuffling and getting this card, and this is out of the Psychic Tarot deck too, by the way, my eye's just gone straight away to the key. So, and look at the little heart in it and the light. Stop turning away from what is actually your love and what you want to do with, if the assessment itself, your job assessment and that, it's going to be okay. Is it something you like doing? Does it matter to you? I think of it that way. So that, I suppose, is a bit of what I've got from that. Now, I'll drop that. How do I do that?
Would you say, Ros, also looking at that card, look at your old habits, the old ways of holding things back?
Oh, yeah. Hang on, I'll bring it back up again. What direction does it actually go? Well,
it's kind of like holding that back. So whether you've been holding yourself back a bit in the past.
Yeah, but you see, I'm watching the face. I've just noticed that the face itself is on a multi, almost a movement factor there too. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So hopefully that's been helpful to you. And, yes, we are, Cherie. There, we are having a great week so far. I am. I'm just wondering, Nita, Sydney Trains, what that one might be.
Is she from Sydney? And she's on the train?
I presume that the hashtag might be. Oh, could be. Yep.
The hashtag Sydney.
And and Sharon's had a spinal fusion yesterday, so she's feeling pretty great. Well, that's interesting.
You look for love and healing, honey.
Yeah, that's good.
A lot of trouble with your back for many years. So
there's the hashtag. So you've got the memory to remember who's been on and stories behind them. I don't. I have to actually openly admit that I don't, and that's fine. It's not my talent. Hi, Lily. Yeah, the music at the Adelaide. Oh, you're from Adelaide. That's what you're saying.
Lovely. Music was lovely.
It's absolutely beautiful. I really like what Terry creates, and he was doing. If you look it up, I'm not sure whether it's Terry Britton in YouTube. He does some videos, or has some there in his channel. Wonderful. He's surrounded by keyboards. Superb. So we've got Stacey here actually asking now, I'll do it that way. Yeah, that's easy to see. So what do you see happening for the property where Stacey lives on the 18 acres? To renovate, rebuild, or what will we do with the land? And what will we do with the land? So looking like it's been a fairly recent move, has it? And you're just deciding what to do.
I feel like I've got the renovate there, honey, but can you subdivide that land as well? So whether you can break some of that up into another use? Yeah, I just feel like I'm renovating part of it.
I'm also, oops. Now I've got to actually bring this up again too, don't I? It's a show. I'm going, what happens when I drop myself out? No, that's not good.
Better widen the screen. Drop me out while you're talking.
Okay. So with that, and does that do that? Oh, yes, it does. It does it that way. So what I'm actually seeing with these two is, like with the moon, you've got a lot of dreams around what you want to do with the land. I'm feeling that you are probably going to use a little bit with I am seeing either some sheep or lambs or something like that. Maybe you're going to rescue, take spring lambs. I don't know what you do. It just feels like there is a bit of the use that's like a hobby farm there for it. I do feel like it is the renovate thing, and be careful with the mice coming up. I am feeling that is to do with renovations and stuff. Be careful around the electricals, because that's where mice really will get in and do stuff that really isn't, double check it. Get an electrician to really be thoroughly into that with you. So that's how we do that. Hang on.
Clever.
Yes. So now I'll drop that one down.
So I just
drop it down
there.
Don't I? Or do I just drop the video and it goes away? Oh,
you can drop the card down. There you go.
Silly man. Yeah.
We always find something new to play with.
Because the Studio 2 is still in beta version, there are improvements that they're actually doing all the time with it as well. So, and Louise is from Canada, which I was pretty sure that I had seen the name before. So it's wonderful seeing people show up as like that. And hopefully I do get to remember the stories, the people themselves with their stories coming in, like you do, Leanne. But anyway, wanted to see if your finances will get better and if there's a new man coming for me.
I get yes, but I also get focus on what it is you need coming in, honey, and look at that side of it, because I'm a big believer when we focus on what we don't have. So if we're focusing on the lack of finances and we've got bills, we're just going to generate those bills in that side of it. So put it out to the universe, what it is you want. I always ask for what I need to pay my bills and to be comfortable. And usually when I do that, it will start flowing in that way. Clients will book in or whatever. I do get the reference to, yes, a man coming, but I feel October is very important around you. So I want to say look at the changes that will come around October for yourself. But I want to say open up your heart. It's time to just let people see that beautiful energy rather than hiding behind the walls. You're focused on everybody else for such a long period of time. This is your time to shine, honey. So now is the time to do that. All right. So I send you lots of hugs and love with that, and I'm sure things will just flow in the right direction. Okay, beautiful.
And that's interesting. As you, I'm finding out the way that's easier is to turn off the video little thing down the bottom instead of dropping out, and that takes us away, and we're still in the stream. But you'll be able to hear me if I don't mute my microphone, which I just did as I took the slurp of coffee.
And that's good though, because you're not having to wait for the count to come up.
Yeah. So that's a trick to remember. Just discovered something. So yay.
Very clever, Ros.
Oh, it's by accident. But anyway, anything's good to learn.
And actually, I don't know what it looks like on their end, everybody else's side of it, but that looks quite good, the way you got the card in the middle. That fits well.
Yes, in the middle. I don't know how that happened. I suppose it's just how it happens. It's there. So I'll leave good things alone.
Yeah. So play with what's not broken. And
doing that, there it is. It's the card, and I'm actually looking the right way, but down, because the card is down there. So it is the anchor, of course. And I thought, well, to me, that's actually indicating, especially with the question that you asked around the finances, that things are going to come forward to being settled right. But like an anchor, it does come a bit with the condition that it depends on what that base is when you're thinking of it in the actual fact of an anchoring into sandy base on a ocean bottom or the water, what is underneath it. Lake Albert here is fresh water, and all it is mud. It takes a bit for an anchor to grab to find that solid ground. So in that, it is still that stability is coming, but it needs to grab on that something. So believe it's going to happen, as Leanne had said. And as far as, and I think that's, I don't need to add to what Leanne had said as far as the man. coming. It's a belief. It's the what do you really want? Okay. So, and all I do is click that. That works so well. Instead of having to drop it out. Yeah, good move. Okay. So, and is Nita is she on the right path this time in her life?
Yeah, for some reason, honey, I get ground and breathe. So whether things are a little bit up in the air at the moment, or you're being off to a little bit of a slow start. Sorry. I also look at the throat chakra, look at where you're needing to speak up at the moment. So to me, I get the throat chakra is very much about communication, a little bit blocked. So speak up, find your voice. It'll be okay.
And just notice it. Yes. Sorry, I'll bring the video up. And yeah, it goes to the full length rather than that short bit. So that's something I don't have control over. I'm just having a bit of an experiment with it here. And that's the stalk. It is about change. So I think really you'll feel into what you need to be doing in the right direction and the change with stalks. They're, building your nest. It's the process. It's what you're moving into and doing. Feel confident that what decisions you're making are right for you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from that.
Can I just add to that generally for everybody? We've done a lot of the hard work in the past. So all that stuff that you've been working the last 18 months, 2 years to manifest is now coming to the forefront, but we just need to allow that energy to flow. So keep looking forward, keep having that clear picture of what your goals are set on and just allow it to happen. We don't need to force anything at the moment, okay? Just go with the flow, okay?
These sideways glances are not sneers. I'm trying to focus on the comments. That's how it works.
It certainly is, Ros.
I'm glancing over here. Look, at some point in time, hang on, I'll show you what I'm actually looking at just to have the fun part of this. And I'll just hoik up my camera. That's the mess. It's not really a mess, but that's the pigeonholes in my roll top desk. So, once the roll top, which hasn't come down, that's this part. Once that comes down, it's all hidden. Yep. I haven't used that since being here, and I don't think Dad ever did too while he was using it. So it's probably stuck in that position. Oh dear. So that's what I'm looking at right now is, I can pick and choose whether it's the Strepsils tin or whether it's a little jar or whatever is there. Okay, so the rough spot that you're going through, is it going to come to an end soon? I just got a yes.
Yeah, just breathe, honey.
Yeah, it's the allowing it. Do I have a card for that?
Sometimes we can block that energy from moving. So if we're fighting it or we're putting the walls up, just breathe, ground yourself, center, and it'll be okay.
And I'll just quickly put a card up. What is it? Oh, shadow. There you go. So just bring it, whatever you need to deal with, bring it forward out into the full light. And yes, what you're going through, it's going to end. That's what I'm getting from that. See, sometimes it can be quick little readings doing those.
Yep.
Yeah. The more specific, the easier it is, isn't it, Leanne?
That's it. And then we can get to more people too. Jumping Gunner was just lost my nan last Monday. Oh, honey, my heart goes out to you. After watching her sleep over 7 months, I would so gratefully appreciate some guidance towards how I can best help her soul transition over. I've been reading her prayers for from
the Tibetan Book of the Dead is what's the continuance of that. It doesn't fit in the screen there. It's a long comment. As you were reading that, I felt actually she has transitioned.
Yeah, I think the best thing is just to honour her, honey. Honour her memory, the love that you've got, and honour yourself in the same way. And I do feel she is very much at peace, so I do feel she has done that transition too. Okay. You've got such a beautiful heart, honey.
And there's the card that came out for her. It is the lilies, and they do mean peace, and it means, part of that meaning in the lilies is actually ancestry. So she has transitioned. She's back with the ancestors back home. So she's at peace, quite definitely.
I think,
and honouring her in what way you need to for yourself as well.
Yeah, and find the peace in it, honey. Her journey, it was her journey. The way that she went was already chosen out for her. So by honouring you, the memories, the love that you have for her and that connection, and looking after you too. Okay? My heart goes out to you. I feel your sadness.
It takes a while to grieve as well. So be gentle with yourself and for those around too, because sometimes we're so in it for ourselves, we do let slide our noticing of others who are also grieving too. So
that's it. And we all grieve in our own ways.
So, and we'll move on to Shay, who's asking, is anyone around me and my family? She'd love to know what we can see. So
I actually get a grandfather figure around you, honey, and I do have sort of a biggish, like a little bit, I don't want to say a big man, but I feel like a strong man in that side of it. I do get the feeling he has been around you in spirit for many years, so I want to say he's been passed for quite a while. I get a very sort of stubborn, but at the same time can be very gentle and a very loving sort of energy with him. I actually feel like you see the shadows out the corner of your eye in your peripheral vision. So whether you sort of look at times and think, oh, something just moved, and when you do look straight on, that there's nothing there. So I get he's around you and your family a lot. I actually feel like he's connected with a little boy. So I get the young boy that is still here, that energy is very much drawn to. So whether it's a son or there is a nephew, I just get the little boy that spirit seems to be connected with.
And the cards that were drawn was the older lady, because that's what that one is. Not that I'm hiding that. It's just one of those things. I just sort of think, well, Ciro, or what's his name? Yeah, it is. It's Ciro Marchetti. You didn't really need to put that there on an older woman that looks too perky. It's that feminine influence too, that you've actually got a strong feminine influence around you. Who's and what I was actually seeing first off was that it almost seemed like one of those old-fashioned Italian fountains just came into my view. So what that means for you, I don't know, but that's what was there, and then it moved into, like, the cards that were drawn out was this, the strength of the feminine energy that's surrounding you. So. And it does feel very loving, but also precise in a way. Formal is what I'd say. So, yeah. Now, like that, because I am way back in the comments as far as the timeline goes. This was referring to when we were talking about the teaching. It is amazing, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Is there any other comments that you've seen further down that I wouldn't have at all by now? Is there anything that's flicking through for you that you want me to actually highlight?
There was somebody there. Was it Christopher?
Thanks, Sharon.
Oh, yeah,
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. There was a Christopher that I think it was Christopher that said, at 10:53, I think I'm going to die alone. I'd be actually quite interested to see why he feels that way. All right, because I get, Christopher, you're very much a thinker. So I do feel that you're very much in your head at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of anxiety or depression around you. I actually feel like you're quite intuitive yourself, but you don't understand what it is that you're seeing. I do feel that you take on a lot of other people's energies, their emotions, their sadness as well. All right, so I just get the reference to try to ground yourself, to breathe, step back out of the energy and take a nice deep breath, okay? Because I get when the focus comes down from the head, focus on your toes. Wiggle your toes on the ground. Feel yourself focusing on them, because that's going to help bring that thought process down that is going to make a real change. All right? You're not going to die alone. You've got a lot of living to do.
Absolutely. And these, I will put them up because I felt guided to actually do the 3. The first was the 24. Look, I am going to use my pointer here, the pencil. The heart, that is the heart card. That's the flowers card, and the anchor we've already discussed. But in the context of you've got so much love surrounding you, it's almost at a point I'm thinking that it's just that there's not the it's there. It's the recognition, I suppose, because you're feeling there's anxiety around you. I think that's what you'd said, wasn't it, Leanne? Yeah. It's allowing it to be, and you are love giving out, and remember that you need to it's not so much a matter of seeing it, it's being the love being received back in too, and anchoring in on that. That's why, like Leanne said, you're not going to die alone. I'm getting that confirmation as well. It's just not the possibility, because there is so much love around you. It's just needing that awareness, that perception, that acknowledgement, and how much you yourself have of love. It's like that cycling. The infinity sign is coming to my mind as that's working around. So allow it.
Yeah. I actually think he feels a little bit misunderstood at times too. So.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Should I go back up to the top or continue on down the bottom?
I think we've done that one.
Oh, right. Okay.
We have done that one. Nita says the train just came up by mistake when she hashtagged Sydney.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like one of those type of words that's an auto dictionary correct or whatever. Yeah, Bronwyn. Do either of you have anything for either one of my boys, please? That's a 2-in-1 almost.
Okay, I get I like chalk and cheese, so I do feel they are very different in their own way. I get one's got to focus on career and moving forward, but needs to push his boundaries. The other one I kind of feel like is just happy to go in the flow at the moment. All right, so I get growth around both of them.
Look, the camera's not quite wide enough with 3 of us, so what I'm going to do, I'll just do that, and then I'll do this. That works, doesn't it? It's the right way, wrong way. Wrong way. So there we go. The flowers was the one that was first, so one of them really does have that loving energy that expresses it and gives it readily. The other feels to be more reticent, or in his own time, and that'll happen that way. I'm just feeling there's something that's in this what do you call it, in the wings, stages and the rest. There's something that's waiting in the wings for this one, who's got something pending, I suppose, and the right time will occur with that. I think I feel really comfortable around this one. Sorry about that delay factor of that one. I'm just going to drop that down because, whoops, hang on. How did I do that? I need you back. How did I do that?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Yep. No, got it back. It's that little, I to do the video camera thing, bring you back that way. Sorry. Sorry of my hesitance then. It wasn't anything to do with reading those cards for you, Bronwyn. It took me to a cousin who's had similar things with 2 sons and stuff. So, yeah, the memory popped in and it gave hesitation.
Can I do the teacher role thing for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you think that Robin, what was her name? Bronwyn was very similar. Where did Robin come from? Bronwyn, in a ways, could be very similar to the person that you thought about, or it could be around distraction.
Oh, hang on. That's that one, wasn't it? I'll bring myself back up so I can answer then. It's interesting. The cousin, I don't know really well her children. It was the memory was referring to, and it's only because we were chatting together to plan for the 60th event thing, for our 60th birthdays, because that cousin is the same age, pretty much close to it, and so it was just that the comment that these two boys were chalk and cheese. She has actually lost one of her boys. He is in spirit world by tragic circumstances, and it was just those types of things, and it happened to be the one that would have been equivalent to the flowers in this instance that departed, moved on. So it's just interesting. You have certain things that are those little flickers of memory or messages, and it really is, sometimes when we have multiple children, there is the tendency to treat them all the same, because in a way that's what is probably a good balance in family life, is to treat them all the same. But in doing that, sometimes we do forget that they are actually all individuals, all independent thinkers, have different behaviours and responses and the rest. And, it's just the uniqueness of family. And that's what flicked through my mind at the time. And I thought, I got stuck for words. Fancy that. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's my explanation of that. Yeah. Good teacher. Thank you.
I couldn't help myself. Sorry.
Oh, look, I think because, I know I feel that I'm more a natural teacher the further along I've been. I've had a few more years on it than you have, but it's still, we all do, once you're learning something and it keeps your interest and it's something that is a passion or even just a love or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, it's that wanting to share who we are with others. I feel it is actually a natural thing, because we are humans. We are thinking and feeling and being humans type of thing in a what is a confusing humanity, because there's just so much going on that it just stirs up emotions, and it can really test our egos and that more base of who we are when what's the reminder to us? It really is that soul connection, that we're learning these specific things for the purpose of being one and back to source and being that one. That's my take on it anyway.
And I think sometimes we just got to, I find myself when I'm teaching that I can see there's more to the bigger picture sort of thing, and it's great having, like I did with Ros, sort of saying, right, okay, well, what do you think, sort of thing, because you start to break it down ourselves and we start to find the similarities of what that actually means to us in that sense. So, it's great. And I think it's really important sometimes to look at the bigger picture, go that extra step, because there could be a lot more in it. We're taking that way for a reason. Like your thought went to that relative for a reason in their situation.
Yeah, and there I am looking the wrong way again, because I'm looking at you instead of the camera, and I don't really want to stare at a jar.
Well, if I look at you, I'm looking at a shadow of the plant on the wall.
Cute. It's just so much fun, though. What play we can have. But as I'm sitting there going that, I'm thinking the back end stuff here to try and make it easier to have that creation of I'm talking with you to you, as an audience, as people watching this, whether it's live or replay. It's still relevant to creating that feeling of join in, be part of what we're sharing.
Exactly.
And it's interesting. I'm just thinking, where we have our Studio 2, as far as the settings go, we've got, now I've got to think this way to show you. On the left side, we've got the actual setup, and on the right side, we've actually got the comment stream, right? It'd be good if they could switch it so that if they're going to have the host continually on our left, and we can then do that looking slightly at an angle and looking like we're talking to you instead of away.
Yeah.
Because then I can see these comments. If they're on that side, I'm looking like I'm actually sharing the chat with you at the same time as checking the comments. I can't do that way because they're over there. I've got a big screen, people. It is an iMac, the biggest screen I could get, because, these things. It needs a boost. I need a bigger screen. So, yeah. All fun.
I tell you when one might just win.
And I've just, there's one again. That's what she's got there. Baby boy passed away 28 years ago. Does he have anything for me? Oh, so sorry. I mean, it is a long time ago.
He's growing, yeah, and he's growing into a beautiful young man, so in spirit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You've sensed him around you. So I get they come through in your dreams.
So that was one of the two. So was the flowers from him?
Yeah, and I think both. I don't know if both have passed. I feel two energies around her.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We might get the answer of while we're on the show or not, because it's nearly half past. The time is gone. We'll answer this one. Do I see that as a question? What's exactly?
I was named after. That's her grandmother that passed.
Yes, we've answered the question, haven't we? Yes.
Well done, honey.
Answered. Yes,
yep,
thank
you're
you.
on the right path. Yeah, you're doing the right thing with that.
Yes. Yeah. And now, well, just answered this one, Samara, above, because I've actually run out of the comments that's the bottom, so I must have really whizzed forward to the end of what we've got as comments here. So some messages from Pop Spirit.
I actually feel like your grandfather, honey, was quite tired at the time of his passing, because reading your message, I just got this horrible tiredness that come over me. Whether he had a stroke or he had pressure on his head, I'm getting the pressure behind my eyes as well with his energy. I do have his hand on his heart, which is my sign for love and pride for you as well. I also get the reference to he wants to acknowledge the changes that you've been through the last 6 to 8 months, all right? So whether it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, he's just making reference to hang in there. It is going to get easier. So I do feel that things will flow. All right. But I do feel the closeness between the two of you as well. Okay. I don't know what the red roses mean or the red rosebud, but I just want to give you a one red rosebud.
See that in there? That's a rosebud in the cards. That's what I was pointing to. There's a rosebud. It's not quite, the camera's not quite close enough because I needed to do it as a one particularly, but I got led to do the two. So, look deeply. It's the wisdom of what you've actually learnt over time. Just set it free so that it's actually active is what I'm getting. Not use it, I think, is probably what that message is that he's sending through via the cards or whatever way. So, yeah. Cool. Okay. So I suppose really, and I just saw, whoops, you do that. We don't have to actually close it. And I just saw, there's Shaz. Hi, Shaz. She must have been between clients or something.
Oh, my mum's there too. Hey, Mum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the end of what the comments are that I've got, and sort of thinking, well, I'm going to go backwards. There you go. And we've got Christopher has said thank you. So
you're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you, and for your thanks. I mean, it is something we really enjoy doing and love doing, is sharing what we do with love out in the way that we are.
Morning,
and having fun at the same time. Yeah, so Bronwyn has said they both passed, so you're right.
Yeah,
that's where I need to put my the sensing part in the mediumship stuff. I've got to practice. That's just having confidence in what does come through is a lot to do with actually anybody having confidence in what you're doing, even the stuff that you love, knowing that if that's what you want to follow, have the confidence you can do it. So just follow your heart, believe in self, follow your heart, and even if you think and doubt, like, still do it anyway. I mean, stuff you only have one. Well, you don't have one go. You can do as many times at a go as you want, but just live your life that you want.
Yep.
So,
and we learn as we go.
Yeah, the questions. Well, was there anything quickly for that, and then we'll close up. Oh, that's just a general one. Not doing that. Yep. Not specific enough. So we're going to finish on that note. look,
Oh,
sometimes, I mean, it's interesting. You know how kids, when they get tantrums and the rest, and they just do not want to listen, and most of the times it's just been because they've been told no. Learn to accept that there are times when we do have answers to our questions that we're not going to like, that we're going to be told no. Accept it with love and realize, look, it's not just something like a slammed door being shut in your face because, you know, you want it so badly. It's an indication it's not your path. It's not what you need to be following. Change your direction and focus inside and really gauge, what do you love? It's usually what you love doing that's going to be where you're headed. It's not, you know, we're given those desires and what we likes and stuff like that for a reason, isn't it?
yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, exactly. That's the thing. We just need to be us.
Mm.
You know, we all got a journey. We've all got our ups and downs. There's, you know, we just got to go with the flow and be the best we can.
Mm.
Mm.
So thank you for being part of our chat. Thank you, Leanne, for
Yeah.
being here.
You're welcome, Ros.
It's a blessing, isn't it?
Yes.
But we actually make it on time without being too distracted, coming right up to the wire.
I can't believe I come in as music's playing.
Yeah, funny. I'm happy that I was able to have just that little bit of time to sort of set something up that was just a bit different. And, you know, as it goes, so you're not sitting there, people, waiting. One of the things that I do tend to get a little bit annoyed about when having, you know, live shows, when watching some others who've gone live and they'll sit there and just say, look, I'm just going to wait another few minutes for more people to come on.
Oh, really?
Stuff it, just start your show.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, it doesn't matter if there's none on your show. Yep. Do what you
people
love.
See the replay.
I love exactly, and I love doing this. So you start on time when you remember. I just love it how close to the line that was. It's fine. We're here, and I think that's probably why I wanted to try and play with that a little bit this morning, just for something that is a lead in, and it was started at the 11:30. The studio 2 worked well this morning, so wonderful program. I definitely would recommend anyone wanting to do the live streaming stuff, try out your BeLive.tv. I've got others that I'm using as well, and, you know, I'm balancing and seeing what purpose they're better for, because some are a little better for other purposes.
Definitely.
So in that stream of thought, follow what you love doing. This is what I love doing. See you next week. Is there anything you want to mention as far as what you've got coming up? I do the daily shows at around 8, and this next week on a Tuesday. That's my realm at the moment. What have you got coming up?
I'll be back on tonight with Anna at 8:30 here on My Time TV, and then by myself tomorrow night. But I've also got the beginners level 1 psychic and mediumship development class coming up at the beginning of September if anybody's interested, and that will be held in Adelaide. And I am planning to teach another drum making workshop here in Adelaide, probably in October if people are interested in that as well.
So they're in real life, go to physically workshops.
Those two will be. I can do the workshops as in the development side in online as well. So people, if they are interested, can inbox me on that for details. Yeah. So the drum making, unfortunately, I can't do online.
Yeah, well, exactly. You can do videos of it, but it's not the same as actually doing. And that's the part that I really liked when I did my drums with Three Bears. It was the honouring of what is within the drum itself. It's the spirit of those beings that, because it is the real leather that's used in what I've created. But on that note, I'm not sure if I've got description of our sites in the description on the mytimetv.live. I think it is in the event page. So contact us that way. Or, like you said, direct messages. By now, you'd know I'm Ros Bounty, even though I haven't put it there. You are Leanne. That way. I'm moving the wrong way. Follow us up, do a search, whatever.
That's it.
We're very approachable. So thank you.
If you see us, come for a hug.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week online or for Leanne tonight.
Yep,
Me
beautiful.
tomorrow if you follow the
Thank
daily.
you.
We'll see. Bye-bye
Thank
for
you,
now.
Ros.